like the conversation people don't want to have, though, T, is the conversation about how people look at hip-hop artists as not people, but sometimes even us may have that. You looking at yourself as a hip-hop artist as not an artist. You don't even see what we do as a people as art. You might be so under the guise of, institutionalist, You might be so institutionalized that you getting on Morgan with Morgan Wale and them is the win. That's what you feel like you making art doing that shit. Why is that? There's something there. But I'm telling you, bro, it's because the stuff that we do, we don't look at it as valuable art because we doing it. It is a systemic thing. Like, we look at rapping like, oh, you want to be a rapper? Oh, and you're good at it? Even if you're a good rapper, I feel like we don't look at that as valuable as we can. A nigga who's a good rapper can go and make millions, but your mother will still look at you saying, as you want to rap, like, oh, okay. Probability. Right. But imagine you tell your mother that you want to be a singer. Your chances with her go up a little bit. You tell your mother you want to be anything outside of rap, but any still type music. Of art. Yeah. Like, say you want to be a clarinet player, a trumpet. You want to do music. You want to do... You get a little bit more of an edge. When you say rap, even though that's the biggest genre, where they make the most money, fast as ever, your parents and people around you will all put that down. So when you rich for it, you still feel like when you walk in the rooms with them white people and you got to say that you are a rapper, you feel that. Yo, it's the Mallory Bros podcast, tapping in again for another Tuesday. Yes, sir. Happy Tuesday. Sir. Episode 279. Believe it or not, y'all, this is an overlay for Sacramento, California. Shout out to the Sacramento area, California. It's an overlay for the 916. So if you're from the 916, shout out to you. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to y'all, man. Big California, Sacramento, like the beam. I used to have a little Kings stint. Terrell used to be a Kings fan for a minute. Mike Bibby, Peja Stoyanovich. Yeah, in the good days. D-Lock. In the good days, man. That was a crazy team. I used to love, first of all, that was back in the NBA Live days. Christie. Remember when they had Chris Webber for a stint? Webber. Like, my dumb ass is forgetting one of the primary pieces. That was a fun team to play with on the game, and that's why I was a fan. I wonder what C-Webb is right now. He was like on TV often. Yeah, he probably still is. Yeah. But yeah, speaking of the NBA, NBA is back, man, and my Wizards are the worst team in the league, man. Really? 14 game losing streak, and I feel like we played the night and lost. Do y'all do anything in the offseason? Y'all gotta have hella money by now. Y'all been trash for years. Yeah, we do. We pick up people like CJ McCollum. Yeah, y'all need a new front office or something, Terrance. What's the issue over that joint? I'm at the fire the team point, y'all. I mean, fire the team. I'm at the sell the team point. I don't think that it's nothing we can do, y'all. Sell the team. We've been through this with the Commanders. There's nothing that we can do. But that's fun because people talking about this might be the worst team of all time. Damn. And guess what? You know what I think is funny about that, y'all? How many games have y'all won? Lottery gonna come next year. We're gonna still get the 5th pick. Nah, you see, that's bullshit. Some teams, they should just get one. You said how many games? How many games have y'all won? One. Y'all are one in what? 14. Well, 12 or 13 game losing streak. Damn, Wizards. So we was like 1-1, and then next thing you know, and y'all got the nerve to be mad at Poole for saying that it was dead out there. It was. Look, well, we can't really get mad. Well, we was mad because, nigga, why the fuck are the tickets so expensive? I was trying to get the nigga tickets to go and watch Steph play. Imagine a nigga saying that his concert ticket sales was low. That's how we looked at it. Like, imagine you a rapper and you say, oh, look, I don't like going to Florida because they always got empty seats. Nigga, you supposed to be filling the seats. But, no, yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. But we ain't gonna waste too much time, y'all. We gonna get straight into it because we got a lot that we could talk about. But me and Terrell could run this Shedeur.
Nah, we said. Hey, weekend recap, man. You know I had a little crazy week. I know that my weekend was a little bit crazy, but what you do?
Y'all know how it is, man. Baby girl's getting older. Sonny just turned 14 months this past weekend, so that's a celebration always. 1-8, always a celebration on the outside.
Yes, sir.
And then you can add that across, and you see my vibe like Thanksgiving prep. Oh, yeah.
Prep.
Hopefully, if you listen to this, it's not already Thanksgiving.
But hey, it is Thanksgiving week. We won't pod again until after. I just realized that.
That's what I'm saying. Thanksgiving prep. If you listen to this, hopefully you listen before Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah. Shout out to everybody listening on Wednesday cooking.
And don't worry, y'all. We not gonna do a ranking Thanksgiving foods. We done did that. Niggas want my old shit. Buy my old album.
You should say what you thankful for though.
Definitely we gonna do that.
Oh, we'll do that. Okay, we'll
definitely doing that.
We'll do that.
But I'm not gonna rank Thanksgiving foods with Terrell. Y'all know how we get down.
Yeah. Hey, but the question is, if you ain't hit the grocery store and you listen on Wednesday, good luck. Cause everybody got what they need for tomorrow. Me and crew went over the weekend, so I'll just go my weekend recap, T.
No, yeah, definitely.
Me and crew went over the weekend to the grocery store, got all my cheeses, got all of the stuff that I'm gonna do for my Mac. So we on Mac this year. Gigi doing pastelitos. And we've got another surprise dish we might do. Stay tuned. We're not trying to load the plate too much, or like our own. But went and got all my cheeses, went and got, everything that I'm about to need, right? I'm excited about it. Not trying to make the Mac that's about to be the most craziest, best Mac ever. And I hate that my mom is saying, oh, Terrell can make a good Mac.
That Mac.
Hold up. She
gonna have to now mediate when
it
goes left.
Because when I talked to my aunt and she said, oh, yeah, your mother told me what you do. I'm like, it's chill. Because you don't want too much pressure.
Yeah.
I don't want that Terrance chicken pressure.
And it's funny because I have not yet said that I was going to do chicken, but I'm thinking about just showing up with a little extra.
You better tell somebody. Because if I fry some chicken and you come with your chicken, I will be pissed because now everybody going to get your chicken and not mine.
You ain't. Trust me. I wish Uncle Jerome or somebody would have fried some damn chicken when I did it. And then look.
Chicken always gone.
A-Train doing a pasta salad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry, it's not being made yet. We did the roundabouts.
I'll guarantee you was making. I'll guarantee y'all going around and seeing who making what.
Yeah. Mom said the code should be clear, so.
Good.
On pasta salad is fire. Got the recipe. Can't really give all the credit to her. It really is her mom. So, shout out to her mom's pasta salad, which is really what I fell in love with when I first went to Seattle.
Look at the young generation, or what used to be the younger generation. Right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, you about to say going to the
up and getting in the motherfucking kitchen, dog, for Thanksgiving, bro. This is
telling you niggas get in the kitchen for too long.
Oh yes, I feel like if you go back and if you watch all of the Mallory Bros content from vlogs, the old joints, up to like the early podcast to now, it is a visual story of literally you growing up. Legit. You literally be a young nigga, and Now we talking about making the meals. Soon, if we still pop for another 10 years and Thanksgiving come, we gonna say, yeah, I got my smoker loaded. And I'm thinking about doing this. Not that we gonna get but you never know what you gonna be taking on. I got the Blackstone 28-inch out back.
And I might have the young niggas that's watching our joint now, they gonna see what you saying now. Mm-hmm. But when y'all young niggas are 30, these the episodes that's really gonna hit off,
Yeah.
Cause y'all gonna be like, damn, I just turned 30. I got my son. I got my fiance. My life is hell.
Yeah.
I'm going to say go tap in with 263.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And doing that now, you already doing that. When you tell nigga to go watch episode 56.
Go watch Happy Wife, Happy Life.
251. Yeah.
Wale album. That's one thing I do want to say weekend. Big part of my weekend was Wale's album, man.
I ain't left it. I haven't
left it either. I'm also really happy with the music that Wale put out. One thing I'll say is the niggas album is necessary for now. It doesn't stand in the way that, if that makes sense. It literally lives on a street of its own for this year. You know what? This is a dope ass project, and I'm not even thinking about.
It's a part in the video where you say, "Yo, you feel that that miseducation vibe?" And bro, that is 100%.
That's
the
a
way
heavy compliment.
It is. Yeah. But I'm gonna make it, bro. Fuck it. Polarizing Taste. I'm not saying it's that. Like, that's one of the greatest albums of all time. But I'm talking about the way we kind of went through songs into like real. You can hear like Wale having like live convos and shit.
Yeah, you can see where he came from with
it. And then the music he chose to make. Go listen to the album, bro. People be saying stuff and it's like, you know? Might as well say this. Big shout out to the realest now on Patreon. You saw it first.
All day.
Last night.
Come on.
For Music Mondays. Go watch that. And tell me that album not good, bro. Tell me you don't. It's not Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. But damn if it don't feel like it's in that same world. Come on.
Yes. And one thing I will say, man, hip hop in a dark place, man. But I feel like,
why do you say that?
Just because of the conversations we're all even having.
Yeah.
Think about it. If you're talking about if you're out of shape or not, most likely you are. You know what I mean?
Or yeah.
Because we should be able to just see that you aren't.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
So my thing is like, with hip hop just being in a dark place, or with music being in a weird place where, for the viewer, y'all who might not really know, like, damn, consuming some of this shit is confusing a little bit now after the Thanos snap last year. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I feel like if you not tapped in with the realest now on Patreon, or you never watched one of our videos, or you tapping in on YouTube, however you tapping in, I say, and a nigga always gonna say this about his work, continue to tap in with us, man, because I feel like we make consuming these albums just a little bit easier as we in this dark ass spot. Cause bro, I'm telling you, that Wale video, the video, and we can go down a list. The Wale video, what's the joint we just did, Terrell?
Probably we did the flashback for
the Leon Thomas Folks joint.
Oh, Leon, we did Dave.
Offset's joint. Mm-hmm. Some of these projects that are not floating under the radar, because I won't disrespect none of them like that, but like some of y'all might not be tapping into, I swear.
They good.
I think our videos really showcase the good in these albums, bro.
Yeah, and you also are somebody that, you know, like for a long time, we've been super mainstream. Like if it wasn't super mainstream, or if it wasn't like
and
main
still kind of are.
And still, yeah, for the most part.
Kind of.
For the most part, we've been, if you outside, you know, all right, bet. If they do a video for you, like labels have hit us and said, yo, especially when we talked to Beyonce's team years ago, I remember talking to Steve and he was like, we didn't even know if y'all was going to do an album reaction for it. Do you remember we said that? We was like, what?
Nah, yeah.
He was like, y'all don't be doing everybody. And that's Beyonce. That was Beyonce's president at the time. Didn't know if we was going to tap in. So we've been way super mainstream, but lately we've been tapping into a lot of stuff that's a little bit not out of our wheelhouse, but stuff that we would just back in the day we wouldn't do a video for. And we finding great projects, man. I will say that it was an enjoyable weekend. It's been an enjoyable, even though Terrance, like with Terrance saying it, like hip hop being in a dark space. I don't really feel. I feel it when we look at like when we have the chart conversation and stuff like that. But I am kind of thriving in the novelty of the great hip hop that we've gotten. From, bro, I swear, from Drizzy and Party, or matter if we can go all the way back to Kendrick last year in GNX and Tyler.
Yeah.
The end of last year through this year, up through Drizzy and Party, into Freddie.
Yeah.
All the way through the year, bro. We had such a great year of hip hop. But it has been more so, it hasn't made the biggest.
And I think, Brody, and my real reason for saying all of this is because I do kind of feel like some people, you know, honestly, Trey, I don't know how you feel about this.
And we are on a weekend recap. My bad, I didn't want to turn this into a whole whatever.
And I remember.
But I'm glad you said what you said.
I feel like it is kind of hard for you to jump out and say you love an album these days. These days, a lot of people won't do what me and you doing on a weekly basis every Monday. But like, me and you will jump out there and be like, hey, nothing was the same was fire, right?
Mm-hmm.
They having talks about classic albums. Is this a classic? Is that a classic? And you seeing how heavily it gets judged when you make an opinion. Mm-hmm. So I think people kind of understand and know that. So I think, especially with new albums, I feel like, let's say you love that Offset Haunted by Fame joint. You jump out there and say you love that joint. Everybody want to throw the numbers that it did in your face. They want to throw this in your face, and you start feeling like your opinion on the music is challenged by, like, the poppingness of this actual album. That's why I say I feel like you go and type in our video, and none of the politics are there. It's literally just the music.
And that normally doesn't matter because let the album be by somebody that y'all love and it don't chart. or it doesn't have a good week. Then it's, man, the numbers don't matter. But them same people will, when you talk about something that you think is good, if the numbers don't support it, it's an easy jab to say, you know, even though you just under this tweet said about a different artist this, you know what I'm saying? So like, that's just the world we live in now. And that's why it's important to have your own motherfucking opinion. But I'm not gonna play the clip because last week and lately, you can't even play a damn clip from a joint to say, oh, we about to talk about this. But BigXThaPlug recently went viral because he came out and said, yo, I don't want, it's the same story, y'all. It's I don't want to just be a hip hop artist, or I don't want to just do hip hop because if you just do hip hop, I want to be an artist, so I got to do more. It's you got to do more than hip hop to be an artist conversation. Mm-hmm. And if you don't know the backstory with Big X, y'all know Big X has always had that, he's, you know, Texas, heavy sample usage in his music. He has made great art so far, but y'all know he be doing the country shit now. He had a country record take off with Morgan Whalen that went number 4 on the Billboard, and I think he liked that success. Yeah. And I think now he thinks, I don't know,
why not tap into...
Yeah. Which I actually don't have a issue, but the way you saying it is where I have the issue. Yeah. Because it diminishes the art that you've already made. It makes it seem like, you know. Anyway, Morgan Whalen being a country artist, Big X been leaning way more in the country. He got a song that just came out with Post Malone that's super country. And that joint is all right, you know what I'm saying? But people just can't help but say, damn, he going the Post Malone route, where it's like, damn, nigga, you was the nigga that made dope music, but, you know.
I ain't gonna lie. We was in the whip with A-Train, and Sonny start crying. Son, let me tell you something. When you talking to your girl talking to you, whatever, and your kids in the back crying, you love them to death. But it is literally some of the most irritating shit.
Hell yeah.
It's like, okay, let's stop this convo that me and you are obviously trying to have through this, and just like, tend to this. Me and A-Train do it all the time. The BigXThaPlug new track. Sonny was crying. I said, you know what? Fuck it. New Big X.
The joint with Post.
The new joint with Post. I didn't see featuring Post Malone. I just saw BigXThaPlug, Cold, bet. Like, I'm a BigXThaPlug fan of that first album. Nigga said that I do it, but I did that. Like, that nigga makes dope ass music, bro. Like, his album was so fire.
Yeah. One of them ones that the era we in now.
The therapy session joint.
Yeah.
Like, this is my thing, y'all. When it played and I heard the Post Malone, and it's not the Post Malone that... Now when you hear Post Malone, you know what you're going to hear.
Yeah.
Now when it's something that's featuring Post Malone, it's basically featuring Morgan Whalen type shit. Right. Like, I'm like, oh, I told On, I turned the joint down. I said, he on this country joint heavy, right? I'm a fan of him as a... Damn, you see, that's crazy. I was just about to say I'm a fan of him as an artist. But you don't even look at yourself as an artist for what I'm a fan of.
Yeah.
Like,
that's crazy.
What's crazy is that part, y'all. Well, you know, I'm an artist. I'm not just a rapper. I don't know if he exactly said that, but it's that mindset, y'all. If it make us feel like, you know, we look at the biggest genre in the world, and we want to sit there and say, oh, okay, well, you know, if I go and do something else, then I'm looked at as an artist. But I feel like these people in other genres, the pop artists, the country, those who collab with hip hop, they don't look at that collab as them coming out as an artist. Oh, now I'm an artist because, you know, I went and did a song with Cardi B. I'm Katy Perry. I get a Cardi B feature. Now I look at myself as a real artist. Nah, I always see myself as an artist. I'm just going to expand my game. I'm going to do this to my game. So I just wish Big X... I respect, bro. I just think the lingo probably just need to switch up a little bit. Because I feel like you say that,
I feel like,
come off better. Like,
it's easy to just write it off as, oh, another wannabe Post Malone, whatever. But I think Big X, what he's trying to say but may not know how to say it, is that he just wants to be, and it's the same mistake, but no. It's the same mistake that even like the white boys make when they feel like they getting boxed in, you know? And guess what? You're not supposed to fight that. You're supposed to just do. You agree with that?
Yeah.
Because if niggas were trying to box you in, and this is just my thought. I never really thought about this. This is me thinking out loud. If a nigga tried to say, oh, all you do is hip hop. He a hip hop artist, but you feel like you got rock elements, you got a cinema element, you feel like you got a whatever. Yeah. Why do people feel the need, I guess, to like let hip hop niggas know I'm not just that, as opposed to just being?
Well, there's one thing I will say, y'all. One thing we have to be aware of, and y'all don't like when I do this. I think us as a people, we do that as a community. Maybe it's time for us to look within. Because I feel like if we look to our right, next door neighbor, film and movies, what do we do to the actors when they act in a role? We just had, what's the name, come out talking about.
We had the clip go viral.
We're going to talk about Michael Rainey Jr. and what he said about power.
Yes, we will. Yeah.
And just the same way he said, you do a certain show for so long, people will put you as that character forever. Mm-hmm. And I think in our community, even with music, once you pop for something and then you try to change up, it's not always respected, low-key, Terrell. Let's keep it a hundo. It ain't respected. Niggas do something one way, and soon as they switch, soon as they switch up, it's not like when you switch up, it's respected, but it gotta be how. It's the how. I feel like Big X could have still did this record. Yeah. You only fry yourself when you make it clear that you're making an exit from hip hop. That's it. If Big X would have done that record with Post Malone, it'd have been like, yo, the dope thing about Big X is he has this other lane that he can tap into. Nah, but that's the thing, Terrell. You already just did a whole album, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah,
that was like a countryside album type, right? Now you got a new song with Post Malone that's in the same genre. So now you know, if you Big X, that the fans who are your core fans, they're gonna say what, Terrell?
They gonna talk about
we want the old shit. We want the old, because here we go, new single, and it's not back on us. It's back on the other stuff you do. I think knowing he was gonna get that friction is why you put out the smoke screen of, hey, yo, I'm an artist. Don't expect me to stay on just this one hip hop block. I'm gonna go from hip hop to this, and then back.
And I feel like people don't follow the Drake blueprint of how to create bigger audiences in different lanes without cutting off other lanes, if you feel what I'm saying. Drake, imagine if after the passion fruit shit,
he had to break up.
We get the honestly, I'm sorry, best example I could use. Imagine he put out Honestly Nevermind, then do an interview and say, yeah, rap is kind of like cool, but like I really been kind of in this vibe, and I feel like I want to be an artist, so
it's like the Tommy Richmond joint,
It would be like people would start feeling like, damn, all of the albums that you rapped are now whatever. But what have Drake always done? He'll give you the album that's more R&B or more dance, but he don't address when people say, oh, he on this.
That's true.
He just continues to serve. I think BigXThaPlug should have done what you're saying. You got a country album and a song with Morgan Whalen. Your fans are going to say, damn, we need the BigXThaPlug to do this again. You fry yourself a little bit because I think people still see the genuineness. It's the way we can have the conversation. It's not as malicious as some conversations we have about people that do this.
Yeah.
But people still see the genuineness from Big X. But you fry yourself when you make it seem like that's not my artistry and I got to do something else to get that. Because people already cherish what you've done as art. It's almost like you slapping us in the face. It's a slap in the face to all of your fans.
It is, man, and I feel like it sucks because like we value the stuff that artists be doing, but then they just get to a point, understandably, where they kind of feel like it's not valuable art. It's just the art that I started doing, but the real art that's respected is the way that I can transcend. And low key, that is it. Like sometimes,
I feel like the conversation people don't want to have, though, T, is the conversation about how people look at hip hop artists as not people, but sometimes even us may have that. You looking at yourself as a hip hop artist as not an artist. You don't even see what we do as a people as art. You might be so under the guise of institutionalist. You might be so institutionalized that you getting on Morgan with Morgan Whalen and them is the win. That's what you feel like you making art doing that shit. Why is that? There's something there. But
I'm telling you, bro, it's because the stuff that we do, we don't look at it as valuable art because we doing it. It is a systemic thing. Like, we look at rapping like, oh, you want to be a rapper? Oh, and you're good at it? Even if you're a good rapper, I feel like we don't look at that as valuable as we can. A nigga who's a good rapper can go and make millions, but your mother will still look at you saying, as you want to rap, like, oh, okay.
Probability.
Right. But imagine you tell your mother that you want to be a singer. Your chances with her go up a little bit. You tell your mother you want to be anything outside of rap, but
any
still
type
music.
Of art. Yeah.
Like, say you want to be a clarinet player, a trumpet.
You want to do music. You want to do.
You get a little bit more
true.
of an edge when you say rap. Even though that's the biggest genre where they make the most money, fast as ever, your parents and people around you will all put that down. So when you rich for it, you still feel like when you walk in the rooms with them white people and you got to say that you a rapper, you feel that. I swear. Look, even Jay.
Yes. And T, question that I feel like black folks.
If I was a white man and I wanted to jab Jay at the NFL meeting, I would literally say, hey, Jay, so when's the next album dropping? It'd be like, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like,
that is true.
That's how I would Councilman take Jay. Like,
and that is what people do to rappers at the level. And that's why when they get to the Kanye level, they don't like the moniker. And also, if y'all want to know what that feels like on a level, that awkwardness, Terrance, have you ever been asked by somebody that's not black, right? And this is kind of specific to black folks, sorry. But have you ever been asked by somebody that's not black what type of music you like? And I'm past this now in my life, right? Because I worked in corporate. I also went to a PWI. So I have been confronted with that awkwardness and got past it for a long time. But do you know how you kind of sometimes used to, or might still even some people feel like a way just saying you like hip hop? You might even, some people, you might feel like they gonna say, oh, you just listen to rap, but I am a hip hop fan.
It's almost like a given, though. Like, it's kind of a given.
And then people will judge. People used to judge you if all you said was hip hop. The people that were not black. Oh, so rap. Remember? Oh, what you listen to? Oh, so hip hop. They would try to put you in that box.
And then honestly, low-key, they have more of a, you couldn't put them in a box because they have like, you could like rock.
I guess you're a rock pop.
You could like pop. You could like
But the point of me saying that is I dropped that lack of confidence that I had in the genre.
Yeah.
Because you start realizing, you know what? It's actually us that's making the real art type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like hip hop is so hard to make. So it's like, once I started respecting the art more, I even changed the way I talked about it.
I know what he has to face. I ain't gonna sit here and say that he don't have to, like I said, walk in certain rooms where he probably do feel good. Hey, you like Morgan Whalen on your phone, huh? Go to track 7. I'm on it. I'm not just some rapper. But it does raise the conversation of how we look at that, the rapper. Like, it has been given a bad moniker over the years, and low-key, it just kind of come with the territory, low-key.
And stuff like this don't help it because you making it seem like...
Because you're an actual rapper. You should be the one that's like, rapping is artistry.
Yeah. Yeah.
But y'all leave y'all thoughts and comments on that. Realist 9, come on, man. Come on.
Man, something that lit up the TL this weekend, or this past week, or actually just the last couple of days, y'all have seen, which is the location shit from Twitter, man. The Elon them set it up to where you can see the location and origin location of all of these Twitter accounts. And just in the world of if you watch this podcast and probably see some of the same things on your TL, it was kind of eye-opening. Well, not kind of. It was beautiful, y'all. It was a beautiful thing to see for me. To see all of those fake-ass hip-hop pages, fake-ass pages that was acting like black folks, fake-ass pages that was acting like they were in the U.S. but weren't.
Yeah.
Right? Or even some of the, it even got political where some people were running political pages in the States, but you based over there. You shouldn't even give a fuck. But you MAGA, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it was so beautiful to see that. And I think now it's going to bring a level of, it just brings a different layer to every conversation now that you try to have on the net. You know? But what did you think about it? What was your takeaways?
I think y'all starting to see that, like, there's a certain, anonymity that people can maintain, and like this was one of the first times that it felt like somebody pulled just one layer of this, sheet off, and everybody's able to see everybody at one point, and it's like, you are literally not from here, holy fuck, but you've been here this whole time on some shit. And I think the crazy part about it is everybody has to go back to a reality in their own self, like, damn, you know what? Now there's like I was gonna tell you, it's what I call a soft reset. Now everybody that you like come to contact with now, because of this thing, you actually have a vessel where you can like be like, shut the fuck up. What are you talking about? What would you say to me? All right, let me go to your page. Let me see what your account made. Now, let's see what this motherfucker based. That's how y'all doing it now. At first, y'all was getting it off on like, let me see if this motherfucker's a blue check. Oh, look at this motherfucker. You pay for a blue check. You a motherfucker who's asking for it.
And I got cat for us, because they was like, oh, the Americans are being snobby and acting, or they're acting this way about the location shit, right? Because we are kind of like, you over in India. You know what I'm saying? But I will say, especially when it comes to like hip hop, the reason why Americans are getting their shit off is because, especially over the past year, we don't know. And Terrance, do you remember years ago, not even years, and I want somebody to find it for me. Do you remember the podcast we was talking about how now it don't matter what the source is? Now, if you're verified and have a lot of followers, people will just think what you saying is fact. Or fact. People will just go with what you're saying. We don't have like official sources. Now, the source be a nigga that's like you.
Now the source is a nigga that's just like you that made a good point.
Yes. And I have been called the N-word by some of these pages in the Kendrick days. I have been told I don't know hip-hop. I have argued with some of these pages, and then you see, and y'all, it's nothing against people from there. It's nothing against the people from these places. It's the fact that you got Kendrick or Frank Ocean or Travis Scott or some black person as your profile picture. You're using our vernacular. You know what I'm saying? You're using the N-word. We talking about hip-hop. Y'all over there in fucking Bangladesh, like you in India, you in fucking, the DC dude was from Poland or something. It's like, I didn't even know niggas was out there.
It's like, y'all wouldn't know what it was like if you literally put yourself in our shoes. It's like, imagine getting told that your people don't have a culture where y'all are.
You get ready to go super crazy. No, it wasn't a black American thing.
I know.
It was just a... Oh, go ahead, my bad.
Just saying from our perspective, Terrell, because you're right. From our perspective, imagine being told that your people don't really have a culture, and you just see it. You see exactly everything that you come from, not what they come from. You see like so many people from so many different areas, like not even like standing tall and saying like, yo, y'all culture's dope. I'm from this culture, but I think y'all culture dope.
Exactly.
And they literally are trying to like hide within.
Yeah. And that's
the
why
culture that is supposed to be nothing.
Yeah.
Everybody gonna say, oh, who am I? I'm this person and this is where I'm from. But you online acting like you a part of. Imagine me online acting like I was within some Poland shit. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? Y'all don't know Poland history.
Everything that we have been saying, Terrance, over the years makes sense though. Remember when we said, yo, y'all need to understand that with this hip hop shit, we was talking about Dirk, King Von, Nipsey. We was talking about all of like, even it was probably back in the Takeoff Death days. Yeah. We was talking about how people look at hip hop like they do a TV show where it's kind of like entertainment.
Yeah.
That's why they really want you to go kill somebody because your man died. They really think you should go slide. Because they look at it like how we say, damn, Ghost gotta spin the block and kill these niggas in the show. We gonna say that because it's a show to us.
And then the rappers have made it so that they are actually doing what they say in the music.
Yes, but T.
So you can follow it like a show.
Yes, but when you pull the veil off some of these pages, like we saying, and you get to see the show, you get to see, oh, it's almost like, bro, we was playing Ready Player One. Shout out to everybody that's seen that, Steven Spielberg.
Oh my goodness.
And like, we got to see everybody avatar now. Oh, so you're really not a tall girl. You're really a short black dude.
Yeah, you really
not a
yeah, that's it.
Bruh, and now, anyway, we're not about to believe this, y'all. It's just crazy that, it's not really crazy. I think it's a step towards like authenticity from certain takes because you can still make your takes and be from out of the country. But like, bro was saying, which one of these Unk albums about to get album of the year? And this Clips album, this and that. But he's from India. And it's like, this is what we talking about right here. Because it's not even that you from India making this take. It's the fact that you making it seem like these albums are Unk albums. But your profile picture's a black dude. You acting like you young. So to people that get online, you're cosplaying a black person's thought. Yeah. You know? I guess people don't get that, but like it is that deep.
You could, in a way, speak for a culture that you're not even a part of.
Yeah, the same way they finding people that are MAGA, but they're like from other countries, and it's like they on here going USA, like crazy for the US, and it's like how, you know?
And it's for engagement.
Yeah. Yes.
Nuts. Y'all need to be thinking about that as you move about. Some of y'all are a lot of what we talking about. Some of y'all are hearing this and saying, "Holy fuck!" Let me say this. I have I got a Finsta. I got a fake. I got a Finsta. I got a fake Twitter. And I don't be on it like that. But I just always, every time I go to my like fake Twitter, I'm like, damn. Imagine if this was my main block. Like some of y'all. I know y'all watching this and it is what it is. You get on Twitter and you really be talking out your fucking ass. And you know that you safe because don't nobody really know who you are. And I feel like I definitely understand that, but you better be careful, bro, because like you saying, you better make sure all of your info is locked up because one little pullback or something, all Elon got to do is say, hey, you can see everybody likes again. Some of you niggas are cooked.
I think the shit that you gotta do with IG, where in order for your page to be official, right? You gotta do your ID joint to match. Like your face, it gotta be a real ID.
Oh, your IG, for your Meta verified,
I think the future, bro, and niggas wouldn't like this, but the future should be if you gonna create a page,
then you gotta do that.
You gotta do that. Yeah. You will have to do it because there's gonna be too much of what you talking about, which is everybody gets to stay safe under the whatever. Yeah. That's why I feel like this thing with the location is just the first step because, bro, we have lost grip on like certain reality.
And I want to give everybody a shout out who pointed out the fact that they bringing Vine back.
Yeah.
Remember the dude brought Vine back where they said it's going to be AI proof? Shout out to everybody who said that I said it was going to bring Vine back. Shout out to everybody who peeped that I said they was going to bring an app that's going to be AI proof. I said this. But look,
you did say that.
For what you saying, you know what I think would be dope? If they do have a social media site where they do make you do that, Terrell, or low key, that entices me to get on that site.
Yes, because you know,
I know everybody on here
is a real motherfucker.
Yeah, they had to verify.
Yeah.
It's like, that is the future.
You know, if I'm arguing with bro about Jay-Z, I know exactly who he is.
Yeah.
And I can choose whether I want to respect his opinion or not. Based on that, I can tell if you
just know you a real person at least.
Exactly.
You could go by J Mill. You could be.
We should still be able to have usernames.
If your nickname D3, you could be whatever you are.
It shouldn't
you just
have to
gotta verify yourself to even get in. It's like being able to show your ID before you get in here.
They should do that. It's probably something in the works. Y'all know me and Terrance have said $1 million ideas up here.
Y'all ever been to a party where y'all know they ain't pat everybody down in the front? And you feel like how you look around in that party versus how you look around when you know
when
it's
you at a place that you know it was a metal detector up front. You know,
as soon as they start arguing, you start thinking about the bodyguard.
Yeah,
you start saying, "Ain't nobody got a gun in here."
That's why when we used to go to Six Flags, or if you go to if you go to amusement park, niggas be ready to fight in amusement park because they know ain't nobody gonna get shot. It's all hands in here because if we all got patted down, maybe a nigga might have snuck a knife, but shit, I got a shot because ain't nobody
gonna shoot
set
me
it off in this joint for real. But yeah, man, vet everything. Believe nothing you see first.
Yes, man. So Sheduer Sanders got his first start in the NFL, and he went out there and he cooked shit, y'all. He went out there, and I say he cooked shit because he was the first rookie to throw 250-yard bombs in his first NFL debut. He went out there and won a game for a team that have not won in months.
And he was the first Browns quarterback in I think like 19 years or something to get a win in their debut. They had years of quarterback debuts and L's.
This my thing with the Sheduer Sanders situation, y'all. We've talked about him a lot on our podcast, believe it or not. So I ain't gotta explain shit. Bruh went out there and did exactly what I told Terrell he needed to do. He needs to give the world a reason to keep screaming his name. And we could talk about the confidence. We could talk about where he come from and what he's done in college and every opportunity that he deserves. But I told Terrell, when he get his opportunity, because it's going to come, he has to do what needs to be done, which is he got to give us some lightning. He got to give us some fireworks. And bruh did that, and I'm just going to put it on wax, and I'll say like this. Sheduer Sanders is not a perfect quarterback. He might not even be a perfect human being in the eyes of everybody, right? Mm-hmm. But, like, one thing that's for damn sure that we found out this weekend, y'all, is there's no fucking reason that Dillon Gabriel should have ever been starting over, bro. And the Browns organization, they can't stand, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it is written, it is secure. They cannot stand, bro. I'm gonna let Terrell go. I am saying it now as somebody who was like, hey, y'all. Because look, I think there's reason. Oh, but now we know for sure the Browns do not like Sheduer Sanders.
Yeah. The Kevin Stefanski game-winning, go look at other Kevin Stefanski game-winning speeches where he's giving out game balls, where he's whatever. Y'all got y'all first win in months. No game ball for Sheduer.
No game ball for the rookie quarterback. You are an NFL head coach. You don't know what you're doing in that moment.
If y'all haven't seen the game-winning speech, this motherfucker Stefanski goes, our punter got a good whatever, and Sheduer, good job on that. Or something like, it was like,
Sheduer, first NFL start, gotta win.
Sheduer, first NFL start, gotta win. And like, they clap, whatever, right? But like, yo, this coach should have had Sheduer at the front. You should have been on fire, because guess what, T? We have watched Hugh Jackson Browns post games where they on their first win of the year teed up because they got a dub, like, and it was just a blatant show. I'll say this: fuck all you niggas.
The fans.
When we saw that 53-yard touchdown pass, not touchdown, should have been a touchdown if you asked us. It felt like a touchdown if you asked us. Seeing Dion over there, nigga was smiling ear to ear.
A lot of you niggas. I know a lot of you niggas.
I was so happy for them, bro. I was so happy because, bro, you know how I am. When niggas start turning against somebody that I feel like don't deserve that, you know I'm weak there, Terrance. You know I become a fan of that nigga quick because I'm like, hold up, y'all. Y'all need to give this nigga a shot. Look at what happened with Drizzy last year. That shit almost fried me. But that person where everybody's turned against them, I be wanting that motherfucker to shine sometime. So
Terrell
look,
has been a
Shedeur have been. I've had to watch
the backlash.
Yes, we have had to watch all that. Now this is the thing, T. We not throwing a party.
I told Terrell we was all Myles Garrett because that clip of Myles Garrett is so perfect because it literally screams, oh, hey, this nigga balling.
And look, he just threw a 50-yard bomb. Let me say this.
When Terrell sent me that, I said, oh shit, the nigga should know went out there.
We not throwing a party. It wasn't the craziest game, right? Like he went out there through 300.
Because he definitely has some flaws, yeah.
It's just the fact that, damn, like, people have just been clawing for him to get a fair, or what they feel like is a fair opportunity. And even in that, like, he goes out there. Does he have a craziest game? No. Love the pregame. Told Terrance. Terrance always talk about how people give vanilla pregame speeches. These people up here sounding like robots. He shit on certain NBA players, whatever. They get up there and just say, oh, you know what, defense.
We're gonna play resilient.
We gonna do
were
whatever.
Resilient. We were.
Should get up there in the pregame and be like, yo, I'm about to show them who they've been waiting for.
I love that. It's tense. And I love that.
Mm-hmm. And guess what? Next week, Cleveland Browns, whoever they play, it's going to be the most viewed Cleveland game probably of the year. Because guess who's watching? Me.
Everybody.
And
Everybody
I'll say this. Tuned in.
The dude is polarizing. And one thing that I will say, because I know there's some people that's like, that feel this way. Mm-hmm. Sheduer Sanders is confident. And you'll see a lot of people say, oh, you don't like him because of his confidence. You don't like him because he's confident. I will come out on this podcast and say this. This is one thing that I've noticed. It's not that people dislike that Sheduer is confident. I think they just dislike his confidence, if that makes sense. Like, and I'm going to give y'all an example of somebody that's not him, but I feel like it's the same. And y'all might say, I'm hate. Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston is confident as fuck. Is he is he a lights out quarterback? No, but he has his own confidence that you either gonna love or some people feel like it's cringy. Some people see the eat the W thing like a cool thing. Some people think it's weird. You know?
Yeah. He's a good example because he just this past weekend, and I love what he said, which was what? I'm always ready to play. Like, and he went out there at OT and he had some fun. But I did like the fact that Jameis Winston said, I'm ready to play football every game. Every game I'm ready to go. Yes. Like, I liked it from him. And we all know he's a backup.
What's my favorite thing that Jameis Winston said? And it's a Bible verse where he said, the horse is always prepared for battle, but the victory is with the Lord. Something like that. Like such a great joint. But the reason why I use him as an example is because if somebody told you, I don't like Jameis Winston, I just don't like him, you wouldn't say you don't like him because he's confident. You would say, okay, you probably just don't kind of like the type of guy he is. Because he's, like you say, we all know Jameis Winston is a specific type of character in the NFL.
Yeah. But you would judge the person that told you they didn't like Jameis Winston because he's so likable of a guy that
I get it because the Jameis Winston he's low key like.
But he is more palatable than Shedeur because he's confident, but he's also more.
He's super Christian.
He's religious. He more so is like a unwavering faith and belief.
Yeah.
Shedeur is like
well, that's my thing with Shedeur. We have plenty of young players in the league. Y'all got to stop acting like, oh, they just don't like the young black guy. Nah, we got plenty young black confident players in the league. Jamar Chase, Jay Jettas, plenty people.
All of the CBs.
Malik Neighbors, our guy JD5.
Yeah,
we have seen how confidence looks in young black players of many different colors, so we're not going to act like you can't be confident in the league. All I'm saying is I think it's just the way that...
It's the way he do it.
He does it. And I was telling Terrell, and y'all might not like me for this tape, I feel like it's the same like when we looked at Diddy's son. Y'all remember when Diddy's son first got out there, we said, oh, shit, he doing the bad boy shit. Y'all see Diddy's son. Remember, in the beginning, it was like that. Then as time went on, people started saying, oh, that's really all that was in me. In me seeing everything that I saw and that I fucked with that, it was really me being hyped up that like
it was the offspring. I was sold on
offspring.
I was sold on your dad being who he is.
Yeah.
But then that is true because once you get to the point where you start realizing they're not their dad.
Once you have to be your dad and make the music, we start realizing, oh, you really just fit the mold. And I'm not saying that about Shedeur. But one thing I will say is like Shedeur's talk, the way he talked just like his father. It's almost like you want him to talk because he talking like Dion, y'all. And I've told Terrell, the American sports world has a very weird obsession with nepotism. It's a thing. But people are getting so much out of seeing him talk like Dion, like they saw 20 years ago. A lot of these older niggas, look, Shannon, Ocho, and all of these older niggas, offense to them at all.
People that came from Dion era.
But the people who got to watch Dion, they want to see Dion part 2. But Shedeur's game, and this is not hating at all, it clearly isn't on the level of his father's.
Right.
And that's where I feel like people have the issue with his confidence. They don't want you to be as confident as your father because you're not as good as your father. But guess what? That's not your fault.
When you're the son of or daughter of anybody that's of that level, that's been in the damn Hall of Fame, whatever, people immediately look for you to be humble. They immediately look for you to not be too cocky and confident because you're not your
dad yet.
That is the natural how people are going to look at it. But not going to make it a race thing, but I hate to have to sometime. I be feeling like when some of these pages that say, see, this is what I don't like. It's arrogance. It's like, he's not doing anything different than Jackson Dart did after winning his first one game when they first won.
Yes, he is.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's doing anything different than Arch Manning when he finally had a good look and you like that to the nigga and y'all like that fire. But like, it just seemed like Dion's son can't even say the simplest shit. Or like, I just can't help but notice like the way people treat bruh.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? And I feel like Bronny gets treated the same, low key.
No way.
Bronny gets shitted on for being a good kid by people, but I do feel like let Bronny be out there joint saying, yo, I'm about to be the next big baller. Confidence, right? Let Bronny have even LaMelo Ball and them Ball brother confidence. And people will hate him even more because when you come from somebody like that.
Bronny. We have to stop the narrative that people hate Bronny. They don't.
People do.
People hate Bronny's opportunity more than they hate Bronny. Like, people do not see Bronny and dislike him like people legit dislike Sheduer Sanders, and it's because of the way. And this is why I don't get why people
I don't know about
Terrell.
I don't know about that.
People like Terrell refuse to like realize that like, why don't a bunch of people dislike Cam Ward? Why don't a bunch of people dislike so many of these other confident rookies?
Cam Ward is nowhere near the same. Find me somebody that is like Sheduer.
Right. So that's my point. Sheduer's confidence is either loved or you don't like it, and it's always been like that. You either loved for being confident or you make people hate you, especially the fact that you got rival teams. You got people that don't want you to win. You playing professional sports, so that's all I'm going to say.
That is true.
Sheduer Sanders, the people that's comparing Sheduer Sanders to Jackson Dart, I feel like.
Not in terms of they play. In terms of they play, but y'all only won one game. Let's relax on the celebration. Y'all didn't do that when they won. Y'all let the white boys celebrate on to their next game. It was, hey, they went out there and got one. Sheduer and them won, and they saying, okay, y'all, and maybe I'll be the only person that says it. I'll be the only person that says it and take the smoke for it. It seemed like when Jackson Dart and them won, they just beat the defending Super Bowl champion Eagles on a primetime game in front of the world. Yeah, they did.
They are being brought on to the Thursday night joint. That was Jackson Dart and Scat Pack. They was on that joint like, yo, we building some dope shit.
Yeah.
It looked like the Giants have this little mini hope.
And the context is important there because Sheduer and them, y'all did play who?
Sheduer goes out there. You went against the Raiders who have Geno Smith. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with you and the receivers. Because you see they was talking about how him and Tucker not on the same page because the dude Tucker was running. It looked like he stopped. That's against whatever. I cannot believe the Raiders are as bad as they are. I swear to God, I cannot believe.
I live for
Genty, Bowers. Geno was not trash in Seattle. He literally could have went back.
Yeah.
He just signed for money. You didn't get sent out. I mean, well, maybe kind of.
Not even going to put on the Raiders. They don't give a fuck about their fans. Y'all last three quarterbacks was Garoppolo, Minshew, Geno. Draft somebody. Jesus Christ.
Like, I don't know what y'all doing. Either way, y'all, Sheduer goes out there against a Raiders team that's not necessarily the best. You do have a decent game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You do have a decent game. You the quarterback, so you did essentially will that team to a win. I think
it is a little different, though.
End of the game, his end of the game interview felt like, I told Terrell, it just felt a little too him for some people. Your confidence is always great, but Terrell, as a quarterback in the NFL, at some point, you do kind of have to speak to your team.
Yes, that is true.
And
that
I
is
feel
the
like
biggest point. Yes.
Sheduer probably felt the pressure to speak to all of the adversity. Y'all said I couldn't start. Y'all want to hate on me? You could kind of see, bro. I was telling Terrell, I wish he wouldn't do the thing. I'm literally looking at him. Just stop talking. Just stop it right here. Like, I feel like somebody need to be right there for Sheduer and be like, and you done.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I feel like his confidence is great, but then also it does come off away. You can be confident, but we want you to be a team leader.
Yeah.
Because that confidence goes a different way when we lose and you the starter. We've seen that.
We've seen it in you too.
Like, we've seen that.
You become a finger pointer. And people don't forget that your footprint, not even just digital, people always talk about the digital footprint, but the choices you make.
Sheduer, so I'm going to let you finish it.
Man, yeah, I'll just say this. I do agree that is the point that I will agree with Terrance. I do think he needs to still be a team leader and show that you got that team behind you. Yeah, like Terrance said, you wanted to speak to all of the haters and all of the adversity, but you got to show now that you got the star. And look at us being couch fucking coaches, players, whatever. I just feel like as somebody that's been watching the league 25 plus, you gotta show that you can win that locker room. That's the next step for him. But man, we just happy for him that just have that one moment. Yeah. Again, we gonna chill, y'all. We not writing home about him, making it seem like he's the greatest quarterback ever. But it was a good moment to have this weekend to see him.
And I will say this,
you know,
he gives the Browns the most buzz for y'all fucking team. Y'all are idiots. I'll say this, just to close. Kevin Stefanski and the Browns organization, it's no way y'all fuck with, bro.
Yeah.
As somebody who literally just watched a franchise get a rookie quarterback that had buzz and cling on to that with everything, and I swear to God, JD5 literally is the reason why we get in that stadium back in DC. You can say I'm glazing, bro, but them clinging to his buzz and not just saying, oh, well, we don't know.
But see, like you said, if JD5 he brought what Sheduer was talking about, which is immediate change to a franchise, and Sheduer didn't bring that, but it doesn't matter because they didn't believe in him in day one.
I believe
you didn't believe in
him.
That's
my point.
Yeah,
I believe what this one dude said that was like maybe Sheduer wasn't that great, but like Dylan Gabriel, no, we didn't see anything like what we just saw from Sheduer for real.
Yeah,
maybe some tight spirals, but. And this Sheduer went out there and did something that made everybody think, okay, kind of like he said at the end, imagine if bro had been playing from week one.
Imagine if they gave him the actual support that he needed.
Y'all would not only, what's the saddest part about it? Not only would y'all have probably a better quarterback, but the buzz around y'all team and jersey sales and all of that would have been on the up.
And he would be better. He would be looking better because of the experience.
And even if he's bad, let him be out there and be bad.
And that's
no, we got to get Dylan Gabriel.
And the saddest thing about it is that if Sheduer never plays another good moment this season, the one shining moment of the season that gives players the confidence to say, yo, if I can get back to that golden moment, all his moment is left on the field. Because after the game, he's not celebrated, and he's still met with the conversation of not his performance on the field, from him, and then we talking about just from his team. Like, no game ball, no love for real. You just in that joint.
I even feel like, y'all, and I'm just going to say this, we're going to get out of here.
Yeah.
I feel like after he threw that 53-yard bomb, they do a wildcat with Judkins to run it in. I'm like, they ain't want Sheduer to get.
They didn't want him to get that touchdown.
That tutty. Like, I start looking at it that way, y'all. I'm starting to look at it like that.
And it's only because of how
they act. I just watched the franchise show love to their guy, man. And we watched what that did for him. JD5 not old. That nigga's young. And if you're going to give somebody the keys to a franchise, hey, you actually have to give that motherfucker the keys. You can't sit there with your hand on the steering wheel like this, but then you want to say he don't know how to drive. You ain't even let go of this shit.
We gonna leave it there, y'all. Don't want to bleed. I told y'all we weren't gonna talk about Sheduer longer than like 20 minutes.
Don't want to bleed
on this pod, but hey, I'm rooting for that young brother, man.
I do want bro to clean up his some of his post game, but that's gonna come with age.
That comes with age.
You gotta remind yourself that let him be young and confident. But like Sheduer, you do gotta chill out on the post game talking. You was talking like you won Rookie of the Year. You just beat the Raiders. It's all cool. However, you want to be careful on that post-game talk because if you go out here next week or another week and get smoked.
And you about to be the starter, yes. And T, do me a favor, go real quick on ESPN.
And see who they play.
And see who they play next because I do want to know what that's going to look like.
Coming up.
If you got something like the Broncos defense,
and they got the San Francisco.
Okay. That's going to be a little bit of a test for them.
That's going to be a little bit of a test.
We're going to see.
San Francisco, did they go out there and get the dub? Oh, Terrell.
They played tonight, right?
Did my parlay loot cash? Would I have won or lost?
Terrance took the under 30. Well, let's see. I got it today, boy. Hey, you wouldn't cash!
I would have cashed!
And I told the nigga!
Terrell, it's all good.
Terrance gonna take the under for 30, right?
I took under 30.5.
It was 10-3 halftime. Or what was it?
10-3 halftime.
And
I took
Terrance,
under
I said,
30.5 for plus 1,400.
When it went down to the line.
Scary Movie 6 just wrapped filming this past week. This is going to be the 6th iteration of this movie that started when we was young.
Yes, a classic franchise.
Yeah, Scary Movie was a classic when it first came out. It's so funny. Scary Movie was so... Did you see on the... if you watched the Behind the Bros, we was watching that little trivia show, and they said...
Yes.
This character dies in the beginning, and we were like, Carmen Electra!
Yeah.
And then when they said Drew Barrymore, we was like, what? And we was like, oh, we was thinking about Scary Movie.
Yeah.
And we were thinking culturally, it's crazy how close that movie was to the original. But so many years later, I'm sure more than 20 years later, we're looking at the 6th one coming out. They just wrapped filming, and believe it or not, they are filming with a lot of people coming back. A lot of OGs, Anna Faris, Regina Hall is back, Marlon Wayans is back.
Put the joint up here, T.
Okay, I'll
Let
put it up
niggas
there.
see.
Lachlan Monroe. I haven't
Talk about who they played, because that'll help me.
Sean and Marlon are back. So
Right.
basically, a lot of the
The
OG
dude with the
cast is
little
back.
hand is back.
The dude with the little hand is back. The
Now-
reporter. Oh my God, she's back. Of course, both the white boy who was homosexual. Sean is back. This is what I was gonna ask you, Terrell. The biggest question I wanted to ask you about this Scary Movie 6 coming back is, do you think they'll be able to capture the magic that they were able to capture back in the day, with having nostalgia at its height right now?
I feel like you can't. I feel like it's almost fail-proof, and I'll tell you why. Scary Movie is almost...
Fail-proof.
Yeah. I think Scary Movie is almost fail-proof because you're comparing it to the most... They're made to be ridiculous.
Yeah, they're made
What
to
are
be
you going to
ridiculous.
say? This one wasn't as good. I mean, yeah, we said that about the last one. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
The one where the aliens was peeing with their fingers. Remember that? One with Kevin Hart, Anthony Anderson?
Yeah.
When that joint came out, it was a lot of people that was like, all right, they getting ridiculous now. But if you look back at that joint now, it was a moment, you know? And I feel like whatever this one will be, the dope thing that they have, T, is if they stick to the formula of Scary Movie, which is making fun of real scary movies.
Yeah.
The premise of Scary Movie, the comedy series, is, yeah, y'all go to the theater to be scared as fuck of these films originally, but we gonna take the horror films y'all just watched over the last whatever years and do something funny with it, you know? Which is why they had The Ring, which is why they had, you know, the Scream was the original. Scream. It was originally to make fun of the horror, so I feel like they got a lot to work with Smile, with like The Conjuring, with like even some of like the stuff that's happening in pop culture they'll take advantage of, like the Trump shit. You never know what they gonna put in the movie. So that's why I feel like it's kind of low-key fail-proof. The only thing that will fuck them up is if nobody watches it. If it's poorly promoted and then it's like, oh, it debuts with terrible whatever or nobody sees it, that would hurt probably the profitability of the film because of that would be a bad look. But dog, nostalgia-driven cast coming back.
If you ask me...
And you don't have the pressure to deliver the craziest story. You just got to do some ridiculous shit.
Terrell calls it fail-proof. If you ask me, there is one thing that I feel like could challenge this film, and it is the fact that they are bringing back the old cast.
Yeah.
And I think, like you just said, so much on the table, so much from It to fucking... There's so many horror films of the last couple years, Barbarian, so much fun we could have just guessing what they're like spoofing. That was one of the best parts about Scary Movie is seeing the spoof that they gonna do for the scary movies that we done seen already. The one thing that scares me, y'all, is the fact that we're bringing back the old cast. We're not bringing back an old idea.
Yeah.
We're bringing back the whole fucking old shit and hoping this motherfucker can still fly. You know?
And
we're
that
not
is-
bringing back the core engine or the core makeup and then putting new wings on it and giving it a new paint job. We kind of trying to get the old crew back and let's do it one more time. And it's like...
If we being completely honest, Marlon Wayans haven't had the
You
best.
not as funny as you was when you were
He
young.
haven't had some of the attempts to like do like think about it, T. They had a haunted house. They had
A lot of people
Haunted
love that
House
one,
2.
Terrell.
Some people like it, but it just wasn't the same. Look, think of 50 Shades of Black.
People, yeah.
Some of it is just very cringe, so there's an element of it that does come with that. And then bringing the cast back is kind of like, damn. Nostalgia, damn, we can't even...
It's like nostalgia has to just overly win.
It has to be in the driver's seat. It has to be your biggest driving factor.
But that's the thing. No, nostalgia has to be the only one in the car. That's the thing that blows me. Why could we not just bring back the Scary Movie? But look, where are the young, all these niggas that want to be comedians? All these motherfuckers that got comedians on they bio.
Yeah, you see, we don't want to see Drewski and them in the Tyler Perry movie. This is where you take the funny motherfuckers from the internet.
And that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, where's the Drewskis? Where's the funny people that should be leading this movie the way that they lead comedy on the internet for the youth now? They should be leading the theaters. We don't want to go see a 45, 50-year-old Anna Faris trying to relive magic.
Because that's what, T. You're pointing out a very, very obvious issue that it's obviously y'all can see tainting more than one realm of entertainment, right? Which we just had this conversation a little bit ago.
Yeah, we did. I know
Think
what
about it, T. Scary Movie, right? New iteration. What is the target audience? You're bringing back the old cast. That means your target audience is everybody that went to the theaters to see it before, which now they're all 30 plus.
30 plus.
Right? Which means... I guess you're banking on nostalgia to make your budget because casting, right? The art and the reason why casting directors get Oscars is because the way you decide to cast a film is important in terms of the film's success. Like, yes, we are bringing all the old cast back, but what is the 19 to 24-year-olds or the 19 to 28-year-olds who now are the target audience of going to the theater? Because, sorry to say, post-COVID, the older crowd have not really went back to the theater like the young going on dates, trying to find. They love these scary movies.
Now, this is the thing. Let's say you bringing back this cast just to support the film like we saying. We really don't know so much.
That's true.
Let's say you do have a young core who gets to interact with this universe and those old characters are still there. That makes it better.
That would
but
make
if we're going to be following Anna Faris around again with the same blueprint, and the reason why we leaning like that, because what's the trend, y'all? The trend is showing that they don't do what we want, which is take the OGs and scatter them in the universe. Like, that's what I would do. I would love for QT or one of my favorite directors who has a universe to do a new movie, but like, don't bring back the old characters to redo it. Do a new universe, and if you want to make, like, if he wants to do a new Kill Bill after this, because my little dark horse thought is that he already wrote the third Kill Bill, and he's putting out the whole bloody affair for us to just get used to that story, and then once the run of bloody affair is over, he's gonna announce that we getting a brand new Kill Bill for Christmas next year. That's my QT plan. If he don't do it, then fuck it. But low-key, won't be bad. That's my plan. I feel like in that third Kill Bill, if he does decide to do it, he's bringing back the nostalgia of Kill Bill, but he shouldn't have it being led by Uma Thurman 15, 20 years later.
Yes.
But how dope is it if Uma Thurman just pops up? That's what makes this shit better.
The best way to do Kill Bill 3, without spoiling it for niggas that haven't seen, is to have somebody come and be the daughter of
Vernita.
Yes.
Well, that's what they said.
And
Vernita gonna come for revenge for her mother.
Yeah, okay.
But now she gotta get you can't kill the black mamba because she got the mini mamba to be.
Oh yeah, and they could have a
and that was supposed to be that was the big idea everybody else had. But like, all I'm saying is, one thing I know about him is he probably would not do that. I ain't gonna bring this character back 10 years later and we gonna walk it forward because it haven't worked out. I'm just gonna come on here and say it'll wax. Highest to lowest was horrible.
Highest to lowest was bad. And we let it slide because we love Spike. And Spike just responded to me over the weekend.
Nobody talked about it. It was horrible.
We're not going to talk about it. We love Denzel and Spike too much. They did a little, they tried to work together again. It was
Terrell,
cool.
I love them too much, but I also love them. And I'm just making a point that sometimes you don't need to walk that partnership back for the sake of nostalgia.
Yes. Yeah. Denzel and Spike ran that whole film based on them getting back together. And Spike and Denzel back, and I love him to death. Spike just, I had a fan moment.
I love him to death.
Had a fan moment because I commented on his IG post and he responded. And I know it's just chill, but I took a screenshot of that motherfucker.
Yeah.
But that man do the right thing.
They was talking about Ryan Coogler might be one of the best black directors of all time.
Yeah?
Legit, he might.
Oh, I think it's already set in stone.
Yeah, he's top 5. He's top 5.
With what he's done already. But you know what, T?
He's top 5 based on scale. But I was just thinking Spike is the
Spike will forever be one. He will forever be one.
Hold on, wait.
If you had to make a list, Spike is on that list for sure.
Spike's on the list. Spike is goated, man.
Singleton is top 3. Sorry.
Is this turning into top 5 black directors? Singleton, Spike, Coogler.
Okay.
Coog is that big now, bro.
Yeah, he is, of course, for sure. We talking about all time. These are the best.
Yeah.
All right. So then you gotta go. Damn, Terrance, because who is going to be solidified fourth? Not Fuqua. No.
Y'all are disrespecting the fact.
Fuqua.
Fuqua has existed.
I would put F. Gary Gray over Fuqua if we go on black directors, T. If you want to talk about their works.
Fuqua has existed then and now, Terrell. Then and now.
Are we just talking about black people that made movies?
No, we talking about black directors.
Okay.
So like Spike.
Ava DuVernay.
No.
Ava wouldn't be on the all-time
list.
Not
5.
Great, but not in the 5.
What's his name? Not Roundtree, but not
Richard Roundtree.
Tim.
Not Mario Van Peebles.
Mario Van Peebles. No. Even though I love him. He's on the list. What's his name? Not Roundtree, Terrell. Richard, not Rich. It's a black director he's done so many movies that we've seen, Terrell. Tim Anderson. What's his name? Black directors.
Let's look at the list of black directors that they have available. Cause we don't got the best memory. Let's see. Peebles, Fuqua.
Not Tim Story.
OG the Prince is a good one. Tyler Perry is a good one.
They don't got the dude on there.
What did he direct, T? Fuqua, Jenkins, Ramsey.
They don't got him on there, but he...
Would you add Jordan Peele to yours? No. Jordan Peele probably is a favorite.
Top 5 black directors, y'all. Here we go. Spike Lee, number 1.
Gordon Parks.
For real.
I'm sorry. Gordon Parks, T. He's old, but his films... He was one of the first black directors, T. He did Shaft.
So Gordon Parks.
He was the first, but you can't put him top 5. I think he's been surpassed. He's been surpassed. But I mean,
I have to put the very first black director ever, Oscar Micheaux.
That's what people say.
Oscar Micheaux.
Terrance, but
he's top 5.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you get
the first polarizing, I'm not afraid to tell it like how I feel, director.
Yeah.
Actually coined the name of the award that we would all adore for and love for years. The first polarizing black director.
And it literally, the Oscar looks like him. You look at the Oscar, but look at this man. Like, that's him.
Yeah, that man was him. Y'all do your research on him. He was literally like, oh, okay, bet. Birth of a Nation. Bet. Watch me do this. Watch what I do.
Yeah.
He was that type of dude. But I would go Micheaux, Spike Lee. I'm going to go Singleton. I'm sorry. Singleton. I'm just blanking. Singleton, Coogler.
Y'all ain't going to like it, but you know who you got to put there?
Perry.
You might have to put Tyler Perry there because of what he's
too
accomplished.
Big.
And that sucks. But
you gonna be putting Perry over a lot. You putting Perry over F. Gary. You putting Perry over...
I'm putting F. Gary Gray.
Over Fuqua. I might take Fuqua.
F. Gary Gray probably got one of the most slept on joints. Law-abiding citizen, Set It Off, Straight Outta Compton, The Negotiator. He's got Fast and the Furious work. He did Friday.
Terrell, Fuqua's fifth on that list. I'm sorry. Fuqua, you talking about all of that shit, but what do F. Gary Gray got coming up? Because guess what? Fuqua has been cooking since training day. Do your research. He been cooking since training day. And guess what? Fuqua did and was successful doing what Spike couldn't. Actually, he could, but I mean, the only person who has been successful with old Denzel after running it back when they had success when he was young was Fuqua.
Fuqua filmography is not better than Gary Gray, Terrance.
Terrell, I'm just saying Fuqua just been on a good run. He haven't slowed down. You're not going to give him credit, but The Equalizer? That's a good franchise. Yes. That's recent.
And he's got one in 2023, 2018, and 2014. So he's been running that for the last decade.
And now I'm about to do
Michael. He
also
had The Southpaw in 2015 with Gyllenhaal. He's got Emancipation, which...
And Trey, you know, we already did this.
Will Smith won the Oscar. Yeah, we did this when we did the what's her name. But, Terrance, no. Gary Gray. F. Gary Gray
up there, man. Friday.
F. Gary Gray has too much, T. I'm sorry.
Singleton.
Straight Outta Compton, Friday. Set It Off. The Negotiator with Kevin Spacey and Samuel Jackson. Law-abiding citizen. The Italian Job. A Man Apart with, what's his name? You remember that joke from back in the day we watched?
Yeah. All right, Terrell. You ain't need to do all of this.
Damn, we didn't mean to do yeah. Terrance brought it up to me that it was the 20th anniversary of the Xbox 360 releasing.
Yes.
20 years ago. Sorry for you young niggas that might have been 4 or 5, but damn, we got to talk about it because we was 11 when that motherfucker came out. So we vividly remember that happening.
Hell yeah, and had years of gameplay. I mean, I'm talking PS1 is where we started. Actually, Nintendo 64 with me and Terrell started, but I mean, PlayStations to GameCubes to that PS2 was just like, any of you who had a PS2, you know, like, that PlayStation 2, I can feel like all of us had a PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
But, like Terrell said, when that Xbox 360 dropped, it was like something changed. It was like, I bet. This is like, I don't know. I told Terrell, it was one of the first consoles that I felt like created that big divide between, oh, I'm Xbox. Oh, I'm PlayStation. Like, my boy Donald, shout out Don, that's my bro. Day one, that nigga's always been PlayStation.
Yeah.
And when we went Xbox 360, it was like...
He waited back, yeah.
He waited
He
back.
got the PS3.
We used to go to his house and watch him play Little Big Hero, remember?
Yeah.
And
I'm not even gonna lie to you. When PlayStation responded,
yeah,
they shot back crazy.
They did. Because guess what? That P4 fed families.
P4 fed families.
That P4 fed.
That was where we made the switch. Because me and Terrance got that. I'll never forget. I cried like a baby when we opened that Xbox. Because my mom, y'all love hearing about our history. My mom for that whole Christmas run, and I love that my parents did this because I'm gonna do the same thing to crew. But my whole Christmas run, my mom and dad are the best at surprises ever in the world. I swear.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I don't know, they really.
You were a
something
kid
that I really cherish as an adult now because they really sold surprises. My mom made us think we was not getting an Xbox. I'm not buying that. So y'all can sit and y'all sit in the front of the game. Y'all got now too much. I'm about to go to the store, get y'all one. What them grades look like? I haven't seen the report card. Get out of here. Like
we was like,
we did not think we was getting it.
To not get this shit at this point.
So look, when we opened that joint on Christmas, cried like a baby. But I do remember that was like the first. Oh shit! This is like a new. It was like the first new console for us as kids.
The controller was different. The
Dreamcast
system looked different.
Motherfuckers got to see the PS2 come out, and the PS1 motherfuckers got to see the PS2 come out. But we was too young for that, so this was our. And you know what? Leave in the comments, y'all. All you motherfuckers are either younger than us, same age or older. Put in the comments what was your console of your childhood, where you can say, "Yo, the first console I remember coming out." Some of you niggas, it might have been P4, or your first console might have been the P4.
And I'm thinking when
and P5 could have been niggas big.
When the 360 first came out, why do I feel like that was the first game that was white? White controllers.
It was a change of pace.
All white console, all white controllers.
The Xbox was black, the PS2 and all the other ones was black except the PS1.
The screen coming on, the screen was green. I remember seeing like the way that it worked. It was just different, y'all.
Remember the avatars? Remember like that whole idea of having an avatar?
They kind of jacked that from the Wii a little bit, like having your own little
customizable person.
Damn, that shit came a long way, yeah. But look, we only say all of that to say like that was 20 years ago, y'all. And like gaming has come a long way. I got a P5 now. There's the Xbox One that's out now. And I feel like gaming is a lot bigger and easier now as far as consoles. Almost to the point now where if you have a console, you kind of looked at it as like, oh, okay, I see how you game. But the real gamers have these built engines. You know what I mean? Did you see the dude who was pissed off on his birthday or something because his parents didn't get him a computer? They got him just a P5. He was like, I wanted a gaming console.
And that is a big letdown for, honestly, as I used to run, I've ran many successful computer departments in my life. And let me tell you something.
Nigga ran a couple.
A few, transformed a few.
Niggas be trying to talk like philosophers and they just be doing one thing.
Hey, you know what? It's almost like the nigga that's...
I changed many tires in my life.
If we
nigga
in this
changed
joint talking
his
about
tires and his.
If you in this joint talking about anything and somebody with experience come, hey, it don't matter what the subject is. Let this nigga.
But I get it off.
Yeah. These kids, that's a big deal. They want to do their own builds and stuff like that now. So it is like a little bit of a different time for gaming, man. But it is kind of eye-opening to hear, damn, that was 20 years ago. 20 years.
20 years, man. And one thing I can say is that was definitely a time, man. 2005, I told Terrell, I remember Donovan McNabb being on the front of Madden. And it just being like, oh,
remember
shit.
the TO 2K? NFL 2K with TO on the front?
NFL 2K5 with TO. That was Xbox 360. And I remember it was NBA Live 05. Watch my memory work. Who was on the cover of NBA Live 05?
I'm going to say somebody from the Spurs. I'm going to say it was a Spur. Why does it feel like it was a Spur?
I don't know why I was getting ready to say Tony Parker.
Go look it up.
NBA Live.
No, I see it was Carmelo
2005. I think it was Melo.
Nuggets Melo. Right?
Nah, that was 04.
2005.
2005 was Tony Parker.
It was Melo! And I said it.
And look. Yeah. Oh, but you know what? I don't know if
we had that on PS2, T.
Terrell, NBA Live 2006 was the 360 game, though.
Probably, yeah.
No.
Or was it 07? It might have been 07. Why do I feel like in 07 I played the SmackDown versus Raw from 07 on my PS2?
NBA Live 2006 was the one with D Wade on the front. Let me tell you, this was a horrible game.
It was a horrible game.
This is when 2K went nutty because this was NBA 2K6.
That was where the conversation started changing. Because I'm not going to lie to you, early, 2K was cool, but them NBA Lives kind of ran the early 2000s.
Oh, my God. One of my favorite basketball games of all time was 2K.
Oh, yeah, T. Yeah. They went crazy. I remember that one. Me and Terrance used to fight playing that game. That's crazy. Dope nostalgia, man. Hey, T, you know what? Just to end this, I just might go back to Xbox now that I think about it. You know why? All of the games that I want to play, low-key be the old ones. Like, I want to tap back into Gears of War. I want to play certain games that we played growing up where we had Xbox. Yeah. And the backwards compatibility shit.
Yeah, I can play some of my old joints. What, T?
Remember, we grew up and we could only have one console. So, of course, we picked either this one or that one. But now we are adults. I can have my PS5 and get my Xbox. I don't know why I'm bullshitting on doing that.
Yeah, I do kind of feel like I only need to have one console. I guess I could get two. But then I felt like the conflict is going to come. I used to know this dude. He used to buy games. And one game he would buy on like Xbox, one game he would buy on P4.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like hell. I'm like, I don't know why you doing this. Deep.
Y'all know Terrance has been a reader, read a lot, whatever. I seen this question, I wanted to ask him because I was just teasing him because he used to do the book suggestions of the month and shit. But somebody asked a question, what's the most important book you've ever read in your life? And I said, you got a longer list of books than me.
Yeah.
Of a bunch of different. A lot of the books that I read are kind of in the same kind of realm, with a few tailed off. But I feel like got a little bit more of a decorated history of reading, right?
Yeah.
What would you say was? How would you answer that? The best book.
Best book I ever read in my life, y'all. I feel like the Mallory Bros, dedicated watchers, are sitting there like, oh, I know what he's gonna say. I know what he's gonna say, but you actually are wrong, bro. I'm not gonna say that it's The Way of the Superior Man. The Way of the Superior Man will fall in like my favorites list before it falls in best ever
that you read, yeah, or more importantly, most important,
you know? Top, most recommended, like, because I know it's a book that I just felt like I read and I was like, damn, I need to give this information to somebody else that's going through what I'm going through.
Uh-huh.
So that's my top recommended. But I think the most important book that I ever read in my life, The Alchemist. Paulo Coelho, go and get it. Terrell sitting here, he told me he didn't read it. A-Train, when we first met, I told her to read it.
That is true.
When me and A-Train,
I should have that book up here.
Yeah. When me and A-Train met whenever we met, A-Train was doing a book club. And the first thing that I ever did, my attempt at A-Train, was sending her a book. It was in a book club, so it was innocent. But the book that I sent her was The Alchemist. I sent her these socks with them too. And I was like, I know it was supposed to just be a book, but I'm sending extra. This is years.
That nigga was trying to be player.
This is years before. This is like 2017, 2018, something like that. She definitely sent me a picture of the book and the socks. I knew what I was doing. I was being slick. Oh, okay, whatever. But like,
she got it.
Y'all don't realize that even in the book, The Alchemist, if you read it, you realize that that man, in the whole time you reading, he planting seeds in you. And you reading like, what's the fucking point of this shit? What is I always used to tell A-Train, you gonna read it and feel like, why am I reading this? Right? I left a note with A-Train that she still has to this day that's folded up in her Alchemist that says, when you read this, the last line of the book is going to tie everything together. When you read the last lines of the book, the last chapter, really it's the last line of the chapter before the very end of the book. Because there's an end. Yeah. You know how books have the last chapter, but then the ending?
Yeah.
The last page in the last chapter. Because I told the last page in the last page, she thought it was the last page in the last book, but it has a funny, that whole story is just whatever, but y'all need to read something that's like that, because you read The Alchemist, and you tell yourself like, what's going on? And then in the end, you realize exactly why you was reading it. The questions that you actually had about the character in the book were actually questions that you really kind of, after you read, you think, okay, bad.
Yeah.
Right now, everybody asking themselves, what's the point of this fucking, the fuck am I up here at this fucking AutoZone? Why did I even apply for this job?
Yeah.
You be thinking that I'm at such a pointless ass stone in this life, but I gotta step to this one to get to that one. The Alchemists make you feel like everything is worth it. What have I told y'all since day one? That it all adds up. That everything adds up. My favorite number, infinity, bro. If you connect it at the stem right here, it's infinity. Like the 9 is about completion. That's why everything adds back to it. That's why The Alchemist is my favorite. Because like, it was my very first, I read this in 2014 on my way home after graduating college. I read that and realized, oh, everything that you do is adding up.
Yeah.
And like where I'm supposed to be, I've always been there. It's like you always been him. Oh my God, what a beast-ass book. I just want to read that joint again.
You know, I can actually tell you this. I never told Terrance that I'm breaking this to him in the podcast. You know, me and Gigi reading that book together. We on chapter like 14, 15.
What book?
It's this book called The Thursday Murder Club. They got a movie on Netflix. Only reason we even reading this because Gigi got it at the airport and just wanted to read it. Yeah. And she brought it home and was like, oh, that's this book that I was reading, whatever, at the airport. I didn't really get past like 2 or 3 pages. And I was like, yo, we should read that joint together. So now, legit, every night or every other night, depending on if she got to work or if I got to get up or whatever, we read at least a chapter or 2.
Y'all reading them together?
I'll read it out loud and then give her the book and she read it out loud. Because we trying to train our, what do you call it? What do you call this, T? Not train of thought. Attention span. We trying to train our attention spans to focus. Like,
I'll say that sounds like a dope ass bonding experience. I feel like you making a lot of us.
Man, it'd be dope.
You making a lot of us men who are in relationships right now listening to this, with ladies too. That was one of the ones you hear somebody say they do, and you're like,
man, yeah.
That's actually pretty solid.
But the reason why I say that
y'all two do that.
Yeah. And the reason why I say that is because if even though we reading the Thursday Murder Club, right?
Yeah.
I wish, and maybe next, we'll read The Alchemist together. Because Gigi never read it either. And I feel like we both could probably get.
Man, yes.
And what a book would that be for us to read together? Like, now that we read in this joint, we want to finish it because we started. But we follow, shout out to my boy Vino, who just followed me back on IG. He's a black, I think his name is like Vino Poppy or something like that. He's a black dude that literally says these are the top 5 books, whatever. If you want a book that's going to be this, and he explained the book in a way that you can actually feel like, all right, bet I might go read that. But bro, we gonna add that joint to maybe we do that next. Maybe because bro, I need to have that here. I should have that book.
Yes. Or if y'all want another book to read, I'll give this y'all one more. One of my favorite books. This is one of my favorites list. Catcher in the Rye.
Oh,
that is a school favorite that they'll have you read. But Catcher in the Rye was one of the first books that I ever read where the main character of that book is not likable at all. It's just it's just the main character though. Like, it was the first time that I read a book, and I've seen plenty of movies where the main character isn't likable, but it was the first time I read a book where the main character is a dead ass, like low-key an asshole.
Yeah.
And look, he's talking. So somebody could be like, it was and then you see a lot of people ended up making, there was a lot of literature that followed that, but like, I feel like he was the type that you read that and he'll be like, no, I don't feel like going. And it's like him saying, he always asks me that, but I don't ever feel like going. And you like, wow, he's actually not a nice guy.
Yeah.
But it make you more intrigued on like his character, who he is. You can't tell me that books like Catcher in the Rye doesn't inspire films and characters like the Joker, Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
You probably read that. Not like direct, but like,
hell yeah.
Stories like that mold.
Oh, shout out to my boy, I forget his actual name. We friends on IG. He just read the Boys in the Hood script and said he was inspired by us to read the script, right?
Yeah.
And he was talking on his IG about how, man, like John Singleton's decision to do XYZ because he's got the passion for film too.
Man.
Or for the arts too. But what's your favorite script you ever read? That's a great question.
Favorite script that I ever read.
Because Terrance, y'all have read hella scripts.
Kill Bill, Whole Bloody Affair. And y'all getting ready to go be able to see it. It is the most engaging. Y'all need to realize that, like, okay, there's a couple screenplays that I absolutely love.
I was going to say, you used to have Pulp Fiction on your wall.
I used to have Pulp Fiction on my wall. I love that screenplay. But I like, if you go look at the way that QT wrote Kill Bill, he was writing it because he knew that he was going to have to shoot it in a Japanese style, the way that the Japanese films were made. So a lot of what he was going to do is in the text. Him saying, close up on her face. And then you see her say, all right, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I loved reading that in the script. It was like watching a movie. And QT has always said, I'm writing this text to be text. I'm not writing this to ever be made into a film. I am going to write this script like it is going to be a book read. So I'm going to literally pour everything in my soul into this script. And this script is going to be the Bible for how we make the movie. We ain't going to use everything.
And that was one of the first times he did that, right?
Yeah. Well, no, that's his blueprint.
Yeah, he always writes too much.
That was at a grand level. Inglourious Basterds screenplay is like that.
And you know what?
You know, I read The Hateful Eight. I read the first Hateful Eight before he had to switch it because it leaked.
But Django, people don't even realize how long Django really is, how much of it they shot that's completely not in the movie. They got scenes with Leo, Jamie Foxx. There's a scene where they,
Kerry Washington.
They had way more, I was going to say, Kerry Washington had way more violent scenes in that joint where I think she had like a sexual assault happen in the joint in front of Jamie Foxx in the film.
Nah, yeah. And look, this is not me just staying on a QT tangent because y'all know that's my guy, but like screenplays I love are like,
yeah, give me one that's not QT. Or one more that's QT, I guess, but then give me one that you read that you really like that's not QT.
Blue Jasmine, Woody Allen. always been one of my favorite screenplays. Blue Jasmine, Woody Allen, Grand Budapest Hotel,
amazing.
Wes Anderson, that's an Oscar Award winner. Other ones that I really like, what's The Departed. The
Departed.
The Departed is my favorite adapted screenplay.
Yeah.
Who adapted that screenplay? I forget. That's my favorite. One of my favorite adapted screenplays
Is
of all
it
time.
Terrance Winter? Did Terrance Winter do that one? Because I know
Probably.
Terrance Winter did a couple drinks for Martin.
Wall Street.
He did Wall Street.
That's another one of my favorites.
Well, for Wall Street, yes, one of my favorites.
Another favorite for me.
Interstellar, beautifully done.
Dunkirk.
Inception.
Dunkirk
is a good one.
One of my favorite screenplays.
I need to rewatch that.
Dunkirk was so good.
I have been a Dunkirk hater over the years.
Yeah.
I need to rewatch that.
But y'all know also, I was a nigga that grew up and used to literally illegally get screenplays. You could not get them as easy as you can get them now.
He sweet talked the lady at Best Buy when he worked in computers and got her to print all of the joints out for
all
him.
of my screenplays for me. Y'all never know, man. Let me tell y'all something. I've never put it away. I've never put my jersey up and said that it's over with. I've never Cam Newton and said. You see Cam Newton when a girl asked and she was like, you think you done? And he was like, yeah, I think I'm done. She was like, but like, no. I think she either asked him, was he done? And he said, no, because like, I can never be done. Like, I will never feel
But what do you mean? Like with this film shit?
Yeah. I kind of feel like Damien Chazelle, when he first did La La Land, everybody swore he was this young, we finally have this young director getting love at the Oscars. And I'm like, well, how old is bruh? He was 31, I think, when he did it. Or maybe 32 or whatever. And I'm thinking, why is the lifespan of a director so young? And it's because you literally, you got to go and live your life. Otherwise, you making movies about what you learned in college and high school, and that's really not nothing.
And the scary thing is that
sometimes for people.
Yes. The scary part about that is that people are living less life and living more online and trying to find ideas online without really living. You can see it in niggas' music.
Suck.
Yeah, you can see it in niggas' music. People that have taken the time. This nigga Chance the Rapper went to Africa with on a trip. He went and lived with his mom for a little bit. Wale took years off. Freddie and Alchemist entered a whole different world with Alfredo 2, where they said, all right, bet these are the elements from like foreign films and from like what we talking about with QT, right? They went and grabbed all of these elements to bring them into the music. You know what I'm saying? Like, those feel different. Those projects feel different than when you can tell somebody just might be chronically online just trying to find the sound that's working. So that is true. A lot of the creatives nowadays,
they creating with such heavy nostalgia.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are not creating from a life that they come from. And if they are, they from the old class.
And the life you live make the nostalgia less so obvious. Nothing in the world is original. Even Michael Jackson, the greatest of all time, had James Brown that we could say, some old motherfucker could say,
those moves.
James Brown did that first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But living your own life makes it so that when you do start to like whatever, it feel more genuine. Yeah. It's the difference between a song where somebody uses a sample and it's like, okay, this is clearly that. Or the Wale joint, the Belly joint, where you got the Back to Life, Back to Reality. You got that sample,
but you still
but
like
it's a completely different,
100%, man. Definitely, you respect the old, but you respect when the new do it with that new spunk, with that new intention.
And I'm glad you gave us that book recommendation. Wanted to definitely ask a nigga.
Man, 100%. If y'all ever want some book recommendations, we can definitely run that. I also felt like I kind of fell off my book reading.
Yeah, me too.
Me and An got all of our books in this big-ass, heavy-ass duffel bag. It's the same amount of actual weight as like a 110-pound dumbbell.
Yeah.
You know, you go to the gym and you get a 110-pound dumbbell. Like, I could move this bitch, but I'm about to...
Yeah.
Bro, but all of our books in that, we got this dope little shelving situation in our little basement that I'm definitely about to put up there, because I was telling An, all you got to do is sit and look at your books and you'll be like, I'm about to read this.
Uh-huh.
I got a library here.
Thing about moving is that you always have something that you could do.
Oh, yes.
It's like the best but worst thing. You can say, like, I remember when I said, I'm about to go over here and set this up because I still got to set this up. And you like, all right, but I got this project, that project. Y'all got
I'm going to let y'all know it. I'm going to let y'all know my life because I told y'all last week. Them trash cans was definitely at the curb this week. No funny. with a couple bags beside it, so we back good. But like after the move, I'm looking at my whip, I'm looking at A-Train whip, and I'm like, yo, these cars dirty as fuck.
Yeah.
I had to wash both them cars because I'm like,
good.
You know, I was gonna tell you, I met my neighbors. I met my neighbors, man. And you know what I love? I'm not saying on the podcast. I don't know how y'all gonna feel about it.
What?
Man, black and just good folks, man. Good folks. Like, you could tell they meeting me like, we good folks. So.
Who you? Yeah.
Dude literally told me, welcome to the neighborhood, man. And I'm like, yeah. Like, one of my neighbors I don't rock with. Because bruh a little shifty. He's shifty, yo. He's shifty. So remember, we was outside.
Yeah.
We outside, the dude came out. He walked down the street. Then he do a U-turn. We can see you. You ain't going for a walk.
Yeah.
And then he come this way. He got on these black-ass sunglasses. So I know when anybody wearing sunglasses, they walking like this. And
Terrance is at the door. I'm peeking back at bruh. He doesn't see me peeking, but I can see you looking. Yeah. Being nosy as fuck. Damn.
And look.
Hey, how are you?
I'm setting up shop right next to your shit. Trust me. I'm scanning
Good
your shit
you
too.
Getting out there and washing the cars, man.
But I not only washing the cars, but introducing myself to my neighbors and letting them know the respect that I stand on. Yo, this what I got up in the crib. This where I come from. This what we here for. And they told me, hey, it's quiet around here. We try to keep it that way.
Yeah. And we here for a good time.
Yeah.
Good time, man. Ain't trying to cause nobody nothing. We just here for a good time.
And this what I love. Not too much, but all relatively older and seemingly more wise than me. Not that I don't want to live around my peers, but I get enough connection with my peers. Sometimes I'm like, I like living by all these older people who have a little bit more respect, houses that they done own forever. Because guess what? I'm living on y'all level. I don't like living next to people on my level and then I got to set the tone. I like to pick it up. Yo.
Yeah, for sure.
I told them, I said,
start knowing your ways because you live there now. You know, they start knowing how you come home. Remember Mr. Mac?
Yeah.
We used to know when the Saints was playing. The motherfucking flags would be flying or he would have his old school playing.
I see them come home and walk to that middle of the street and I'm like, I want that. I want to be able to walk up and it's not,
Yeah.
Oh,
good on you, man.
This weird motherfucker. Hey, how you doing, Terrell? Yeah. Oh, you cut the beard? Oh, you look a little bit like Bill Bellamy a little bit. Oh, okay, I'm about to go in. All right, Stacy, I'm coming. All right, Terrell. Oh, yeah, we see you later. All right. I don't like that motherfucker, man.
Why did I get all of that?
I don't like that motherfucker. I feel like Stacy be looking at him and all.
What was I getting ready to say? Damn, I was getting ready to say something.
Not even attractive. And his brother.
About neighbors.
Been more unattractive.
Living by old people.
Oh, what's going on, crew?
Yeah,
we doing. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We gonna do trick or treat. Yeah. All right, y'all. I'm not putting candy out for that motherfucker.
Everybody in our neighborhood showed up except one motherfucker. And do you know I was getting ready to not do it? I'm so glad I did. But I'll just leave y'all with this and say this. Damn. Living by old people. It's something you said about living by old people and everybody appears. Oh, fellas, your girl's car is a reflection of you. I watched Gigi car the other day, vacuuming that drain out. Literally took me 2 hours. Did she say anything about it? No. Did she notice? Probably not. She noticed. But am I looking for, oh my God, thank you for washing my car? No. Will Gigi tell me that? No. Because she's done it before and she know how I am. That is, I feel like that's part of like my duty as a man. You riding around in a dirty ass whip, dirty inside.
Yeah. That's like your girl saying, thanks for taking that trash out. Yeah. Never play with me.
Never play with me.
Never play with me.
And y'all will see that I'm kind of like that. Like people was like Terrell giving Terrance all this bull over trash. And it's like,
that's the level. Yeah.
That's the level that you should expect.
Y'all remember we talked about being men before you a man. Yeah.
It's something as simple as that.
Some of y'all say it's not that big of a deal, fuck it, because my mom or dad gonna do it.
You might still got some years on you.
Child mindset.
I might not have said what I said to Terrance at 24. It might have been, oh, fuck it, you'll get him next.
You'll get him next. But
now you
understand the responsibility of of not having it, and now, oh, okay, bet now your life is balled up.
And then once you become a leader, you start having my leadership journey also gave me free thought too, because in order to be a leader, you have to sometimes have the idea.
Nah, 100%.
And it's not always about you having the idea. Sometimes it's about you taking the best idea and knowing how to implement it. Meaning my right hand might have had the idea, but they know I'm the one that can bring what you got to.
Best leaders are the ones who can implement the plan, not the one who can come up with it.
Yeah.
Trust
Hell
me.
yeah. Leaving y'all with this. My favorite book, that one of the most important
That's
books.
why there's a writer and a director. Go ahead.
Yes. Sometimes that motherfucker gotta be both, because he understand the story more, or they, Anyway, one of the most important books I ever read. Simon Sinek, Leaders Eat Last.
Yes.
And James Hunter. Yes, James C. Hunter's The Servant, bruh. Both books about leadership, and both books are about how, as a leader, it's not about, think about it, T, leaders eat last, and then the last one is called The Servant, about servant leadership.
Damn, yeah.
And, bruh, it teach you more so, like, how to get people to respond. I've used some of that with crew, just understanding that in order to get people to want to work for you or get people to buy into your visions, a lot of it is what we do with the Realest 9. A lot of it is doing what your team, or leading through them, and them not even knowing that me pouring into y'all, it looks like I'm working for y'all almost, but I'm really just kind of having y'all work for me. It's servant leadership. I'll do anything for you because you work for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
anything you want to tell these good folks for Thanksgiving? Shoot, what you thankful for?
Oh, we're gonna end with what we thankful for.
Yeah, you go first.
Not gonna be too long-winded on what we thankful for, but one thing I definitely want to say is I'm thankful for God blessing us with the opportunities that He blesses us with every day. And the ones that He gonna bless us with in the future. Definitely blessed and thankful for the A train. That's my everything.
That's right.
Definitely thankful for a healthy Sunny Beach. Shit, I've been through a couple little ups and downs recent.
Yes, sir.
Thankful that for a healthy girl to see this girl. Thankful for my family, and the status that they in. My grandmother's 80 plus.
Parents both over 64.
Parents both over 60. Thankful for them. Thankful for my friends, and most importantly, my fam that I'm privileged to work with every day. I work with this nigga Terrell every day. Definitely thankful for this nigga. And then lastly, definitely thankful for the Realest 9, man.
Yeah.
Patreon, YouTube, every avenue.
You said
we actually get to live a dope life by just giving to y'all. And I feel like that's the best thing ever, man. And as long as y'all rocking with us, we rocking with y'all, man. We have no idea how long this relationship gonna last. But I say we still at the beginning, dog. We not nowhere near that 9, man.
Yeah.
Nowhere near.
That's the biggest thing. The dopest thing about even talking about like old vlogs, old videos, whatever, is that if you watch us now, you get the luxury, even if you 25, is that if I'm still here at 55, I'ma still be in your phone somewhere where you can find me. One day, God forbid they take me from the earth, bro. We got 270 now 9 episodes that motherfuckers can go back and spin.
Man. Yes.
But shit, if we still here,
we rocking, man.
still gonna be here, man. Shit don't never stop.
Man, eat that food, eat healthy, and look, we back in the GY on Monday. No slacking.
Here we go, man. I started there. Hold on, let's start over. Man, hey, look. Happy Thanksgiving. Don't eat too much.
Hey, man, we back in the gym on Monday.
Yes, we
Watch
are.
them plates.
And take pictures. Love y'all, man. Next time.